Lesley, thanks for coming in today to share your story with us. I heard from your intro that you've been diagnosed with a bowel cancer. Yes. And there's not that many people actually who've been in to speak with us with that condition, so it's valuable that you're spending this time with us today, and I appreciate that. The first question I've got for you is, how did this come about originally? What symptoms were you having, if any, and how was it picked up?
Well, for about 14 months before I was diagnosed, I was really tired, lethargic, needing to sleep during the day. So I initially went to my GP, who did blood tests, and I was diagnosed very anemic. So that alerted, due to my age, being over 60. So I had various tests. Colonoscopy, endoscopy, and they came back clear.
Yes.
So I carried on for a few months and kept going back to the GP. One GP said, "It's your age, what do you expect at your age?" But I knew, and my husband, we both knew.
You knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
That caused you
from
to
being really active, and I did 2 exercise classes a week. I was finding that difficult. Walking, I love walking. So in the end, I kept going back. They gave me an ultrasound, sent me off for an ultrasound scan, and I had to wait for the results of that. Then I went away for my birthday, and while I was away in Norfolk, I felt really ill by then. I started getting pains in my side, bloated stomach. So I came back, went back to the GP. The ultrasound scans were back, and he said, "Can you go in the waiting room?" And I thought that was a bit strange. And he came back, he said, "I want you to go to the infirmary now. They're waiting for you." He said, "There's something there. I can only see one ovary. There's something, a mass or something there." So that's how it started. I went in there, thankfully had a CT scan early the next morning, which I'd been asking for at the GP surgery for 14 months. But anyway, I got the CT. 2 hours later, 2 doctors came into the ward, pulled the curtain around and said, "We're very sorry, you have cancer, and we're operating in 2 hours."
So you didn't actually know exactly what it was until you got into the medical hospital.
Yeah.
And you'd had quite a lengthy period leading up to that, although when it came to it, you went in very quickly.
Yes, once the doctor realised that there was something wrong on the ultrasound scan, everything happened really quickly.
Yeah.
I was really amazed. The CT scan the next day, early in the morning, and then I was diagnosed, and they operated. I didn't have time to think, my goodness, what's happening?
No.
I was operated on 2 hours after they told me. I thought I'd got appendicitis.
Really? Based on your symptoms?
Yes, nobody in the family. There's no history of cancer at all.
I see.
And I led what I thought was a fairly healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
No red meat, exercised, didn't smoke. So yeah,
you were doing all the right things, but it still came on in that sense.
It was a shock to everybody, really.
Now, you had the operation. How did that go? What did they tell you, afterwards, about further information about the cancer, perhaps, and also where things were heading at that point?
Oh, it was amazing. I'd always been nervous of going. I'd never been in hospital apart to have the children, so I wasn't. But they were amazing. Yeah. I had amazing treatment once it was diagnosed, and I kept asking, when can I go home? Because I'm quite positive and I'm not one just to lay around. And I even said to one doctor, "If you don't let me out soon, I'll knock some sheets together and escape through the window." Yeah. I felt as if I just wanted to. It had happened. They'd removed it. They'd said that he'd got it all, and it was all taken out. So I was just ready then to get home, and I did really well. I was out after about 5 days of major surgery.
That was a very quick recovery period.
Yeah, the physio, they get you out of bed. They don't let you lay around in hospital.
They want people to get out these days,
So
don't they?
the first morning they were like, I'm like, no way, you are joking, I cannot. But with the help of the physio, they managed to get me out of bed.
Gave you some encouragement, let's say.
And then because of always being active and doing a lot of dancing, I mean, I can't say I was dancing along the corridors, but with the help of the physio, I was managing to go up and down the corridors.
Well, maybe that shows you where that previous healthy lifestyle did pay off.
I think it did. I think that's why I got out of hospital so quickly.
Yeah.
And always looking after myself. I think it definitely did help. So yes, I was out. Eventually that day came. I used to pester them, please can I go now? And they'd be like, no, you've got to stay an extra day. But anyway, the Friday, I think I had the operation, I think it was on the Monday.
Yeah.
What was it? I can't remember now. But anyway, I know it was about 5 days in hospital.
And then you were back home.
Yeah, and that's when from being looked after by nursing staff who were, I have to say, were amazing and supportive. And then it's just me and the husband.